Kernodle.
Santa, you will not be forgotten. You have impacted so many lives and have given people so much love. I hope I can make you proud and try to leave an impact on this world and on people like you did.
Ethan Chapin.
We are eternally grateful that we spent so much time with him, because time is precious and it's something you can't get back.
Madison Mogan.
So just smart and funny and beautiful. She was just nice to everybody.
Haley Gonzalez. They shared everything. They came here together. They eventually get into the same apartment together. And in the end, they died together.
Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is for educational purpose only. This is the case of the Idaho 4. May the victims rest in peace, condolence to their families, and may the correct justice be served. It's been 2 years and almost 4 months since this horrific crimes took place in Idaho, Moscow. Brian Christopher Koberger is charged with 4 counts of unalivings. But the question is, did he do it? Or did somebody else do it? We have 3 unidentified male DNAs. Actually, more than 3. Because now we have red liquid on the railings inside the house. That has never been mentioned in the beginning of this case. We are aware that there's a gag order on this case. So I'm sure law enforcement could have a lot of inside information that they're keeping close to the vest. We respect that, but we want the correct justice to be served. In my opinion, what I see is people at the grub truck carrying weapons. How did the FBI miss that? How did law enforcement miss that? I'm not surprised when many of my subscribers, many people on YouTube, ask me if this is a cover-up. I always try to avoid going in that direction. But then, now pay attention to the call that was made to the police at 3 a.m. It was clearly made from the Sigma Chi or Sigma Chi fraternity. We know there was a party there that night. And that is very important. Because at the party, Xana and Ethan were there. May they rest in peace. So was Bethany Funk, one of the surviving roommates. According to Brian Christopher Koberger, Bethany Funk has exculpatory evidence. What does she know that we don't know? Pay attention. BK never mentioned Dylan Mortensen. He mentioned Bethany Funk. I find that to be interesting. Bethany Funk lives on the first floor. So if anyone came inside from the main entrance, this front door, Bethany Funk would have been aware of it. It was cold. Once you open a door, the draft comes in. Especially when it's snowing. I grew up in a country where it snows just like Idaho. So I'm aware of how cold it would have been if that front door was left open. My question is, when did Bethany Funk come home? What did she see at the Sigma Chi fraternity? If she saw a fight, why didn't she call the police? Isn't Xana her roommate? Isn't Xana a friend? Or was she scared? Or was she protecting someone, allegedly? We've been told that the two surviving roommates came home at 1 a.m. So that means they were at home before the 4 victims came home. They could have opened the door for anyone. Somebody could have been clearly hiding inside the property and waiting for the 4 victims. Just saying. Now, this is what I personally believe, where the confusion lies, or where they're trying to confuse us. I don't know if that is intentionally or if that is just a mistake, which I doubt. They're trying to confuse us with the timelines. Number one. I've always said that. Number two, they're trying to confuse us with the call that was made. A fight broke out at the Sigma Chi fraternity and the police were called at 3 a.m. Why are they mixing that with the Bandfield boys? The Bandfield boys were stopped at 2:54. After 2 years and 4 months of research, I'm starting to understand what really took place, allegedly. So now let's focus on 2 separate incidents that happened that awful night. 2:54, the Bandfield boys were stopped. I call them the Bandfield boys. I don't like to use the alcohol stop because there was nobody, none of the 3 boys or Saeed were intoxicated, so they shouldn't call that an alcohol stop. I think the Bandfield boys stopped at 2:54, and the call that came in and the call from the Sigma Chi fraternity party at 3 a.m. are 2 separate incidents. So let's go to the fight that happened in the Sigma Chi. We heard allegedly the fight was with the Davids, Xana, and Ethan. Allegedly. So if the fight broke out at 3 a.m., if the police were called at 3 a.m., could it be possible that something serious happened? something serious broke out. A serious fight, a deadly fight, broke out at the Sigma Chi. And somebody called the police. But then, possibly, they distracted the police to go to the Bandfield and stop those 3 boys, in my opinion. I know it may not make sense, but I believe the Bandfield boys, Saeed, and the fight at the Sigma Chi were connected. And I'll show you why. Pay attention to this next clip from Inside Edition. We've seen it plenty of times, but that's what I love about counseling. In cognitive behavior therapy and in mental health counseling, we use many skills, but one important skill is active listening. Please wear your counseling hats with me and listen to what the reporter says. She talks about 3 a.m. that a fight or a call was made from Sigma Chi fraternity. She never says Bandfield. Bandfield started at 2:54, and I will show you, I will confirm this to you so that you can see where the mess is coming from.
University of Idaho students were learning now that just after 3 in the morning, police got a call about a disturbance outside a frat house, just a short walk from the crime scene. The murders happened not long after that call. But is there a connection? Jim Murray reports.
A mysterious 911 call sent cops rushing to the street the night the 4 University of Idaho students were murdered. Police logs from that fateful night show a disturbance in this field outside the Sigma Chi fraternity. The Moscow, Idaho Police Daily Activity Log reveals officers responded to an alcohol offense at 3:01 a.m. That's right around the time police say the murders were committed. How close is that frat house to the murder scene? Let me show you. Here's the frat house. You walk across the street and right through these apartment buildings. You then continue up this narrow path, and then you walk up these wooden stairs. And there you are, right at the house.
So let's summarize this. A call was made from the Sigma Chi fraternity. That's what the news anchor said. The time was 3:01, 1 minute past 3. And it was alcohol offense related. We have the report here. Now pay attention to the Bandfield. Apologize. You can see the time, 11th, that's November 13th, the date, 2022, 2:54 and 35 seconds. Do you see the difference? This is when the police put on their flashlight and they were telling the 3 young men who were disobeying the cops and walking away, jogging away from the cops, the undercover cops. This was the time, 2:54. And the alcohol offense stop that they're saying was at Taylor Avenue couldn't have been at 3:01 because 2:54 and 3:01, there's 7 minutes difference. Very interesting. Now this Bandfield video is really important to me. There's a reason I keep on showing Bandfield and the grub truck. And hopefully, if the truth ever comes out, you will find out that the 3 unidentified male DNAs and more of the other DNAs that we're not being informed of were at the grub truck, were at Bandfield, were at the Sigma Chi fraternity party, and they were at the Corner Club. So do you all see the time? 2:54. What happens at 2:55? Let me show you all this first. 3:01 is the time the police were called. And they were called to the Sigma Chi fraternity party. An incident happened. That's what the reporters said. But yet again, they wrote Taylor Avenue, Bandfield. No, the Sigma Chi has another street name, something with Nez, but the Sigma Chi fraternity is literally a minute or 50 seconds from Taylor Avenue. So this is where the confusion is. It's very important. This call that was made at the Sigma Chi at 3:01 couldn't have been the same call at Bandfield, because Bandfield was 2:54. They couldn't have logged in the report 7 minutes later, because the police body cams are on. By law, they're supposed to be on. And we saw they were on. I'll tell you how we knew they were on. This is at 2:55 and 15 seconds. From the undercover cops, his body cam, you will hear a female yelling, "Stop it! Stop!" The boys were stopped at 2:54 at Bandfield. 2:55, we hear a female yelling, "Stop it! Stop!" 3:01 is when the alcohol call was made, and I believe it was for Sigma Chi, not for Bandfield. I repeat, not for Bandfield, because 2 calls couldn't have been logged on at 3:01, because the boys were stopped at 2:54, so that wouldn't make sense for the police to log the report 7 minutes later.
And your earbuds on.
This is Chris McDonald.
At 02:55 and 16 seconds. And I did a bunch of replays here. And this microphone is facing the house on that body camera.
Interesting.
Okay?
Very interesting.
Tell me what you hear. And driving license? I don't have it. No, in general. Awesome birthday. Yeah, I love you. I've listened to this thing 1,000 times. I'm going to submit to you. Somebody is saying, stop. Now, who that is, I have no idea. But as an investigator, if I was on this case, I would say, what am I hearing here, and isolate this audio. Okay, very carefully. Listen to it again on replay. You have driving license? I don't have it. No, in general. Awesome birthday. Yeah, I love you, birthday. You have driving license? I don't have it. No, in general. Awesome birthday. Yeah, I love you, birthday. You have driving license? I don't have it. Okay, now this one right there on the other officers, who's up by, now now facing towards the house again at also 025516. And this is what I think I hear.
Yeah. 19. Yeah. Okay, there
is a little clearer. Stop it. Stop.
Welcome back.